Let's talk about words that don't exist in English, but absolutely should. We're going to explore feelings and situations that I promise you we've all experienced, but that only other languages have actually managed to name. And as you'll see, this isn't just a fun bit of trivia. These words are like little windows into entirely different ways of seeing the world. Seriously, just take a second and think about it. That very specific, kind of bittersweet ache for a person or place or time in your life that you know you can never, ever get back. It's a totally universal feeling, right? But where English needs a whole sentence to get the idea across, some cultures have packed that entire complex emotion into one single powerful word. And that word is saudade. In Portuguese culture, this feeling is so central that it's inspired entire art forms, like their famously mournful fado music. See, it's not just sadness. It's the deep, almost poetic longing that comes with loving something you've lost. Okay, so that's just one example. Let's take a quick trip around the globe and put a name to a few more of those feelings you've almost certainly had, but just couldn't quite name. Ready? Oh yeah, we've all been there. You have a terrible day at work, maybe a bad breakup, and next thing you know, you're on the couch with a pint of ice cream. Sure, we call it stress eating, but that sounds a little clinical, doesn't it? It doesn't really capture the physical evidence of that emotional binge. Well, the Germans, they have Kummerspeck, and it literally translates to grief bacon. I mean, how perfect is that? It's so vivid, it perfectly describes those extra pounds that feel like they're made of pure sorrow and, pizza. It's just a classic example of the German language's genius for smashing two ideas together to make a new, incredibly precise one. All right, all my fellow book lovers, this one's for you. You walk into a bookstore, you get all excited, you buy 3 new paperbacks. You get home, and you place them lovingly right on top of the 7 other unread books already sitting there. What do we call this optimistic, maybe slightly guilty little habit? The Japanese call it sundoku, and it's this really unique blend of loving books and wanting knowledge, but also, the very real habit of buying them way faster than you could possibly read them. It's not hoarding, right? It's aspirational reading. Okay, what about this one? You see a ridiculously fluffy puppy or a baby with those impossibly chubby cheeks, and you're so overcome with affection that you get this almost violent urge to just squeeze it. You know that feeling? It's a strange, confusing mix of pure adoration and this weirdly aggressive impulse. Well, in the Philippines, they call that feeling gigil. And what's so cool about this word is that it doesn't just describe the feeling of love. It actually captures the physical action it inspires. It is the word for that intense, adorable overload. Picture this. You're expecting friends for dinner. They're running a little late. You find yourself pacing around, glancing at your phone, and then repeatedly peering out the window or even opening the door just to check if they've arrived. That very specific mix of excitement and anxiety. The Inuit people call that iksu arpok, and you can really feel where this word comes from. In a vast, often isolated and cold landscape, a visitor showing up isn't just a casual thing. It's a huge event, and this word just perfectly captures all the anxious, hopeful energy that comes with it. Now, in English, we might say something like, that really nice time you spend just relaxing and talking with people at the table after a meal is finished. It's a bit of a mouthful, isn't it? Well, in Spanish, they have a much more elegant way to say it. With one word, sobremesa. And this isn't just a word. It's practically a cultural institution. It shows the immense value they place on community, on conversation, and just savoring the moment with people you care about, long after the plates have been cleared. So, okay, this is all pretty cool, but these words are way more than just fun trivia. They bring up a much deeper question. Why do they exist in some languages but not in others? And the answer tells us something really profound about the connection between our language and our reality. Here's the big idea. The words a culture creates are a direct reflection of what that culture thinks is important, what experiences are common enough and valuable enough that they actually need their own name. Language isn't just a bunch of labels we slap on things, it's the very lens through which we see the world. And this connection becomes so clear when you look at these examples together. The German language's focus on emotional precision gives us a word like schadenfreude. The whole Swedish cultural philosophy of just the right amount is captured in the single word lagom. And like we saw, the Spanish prioritized community with sobremesa, while the Portuguese embraced that poetic melancholy with saudade. Each word is like a cultural fingerprint. So when you get right down to it, learning these words is about more than just boosting your vocabulary.
Every single one is a small window, giving us a glimpse into a completely different way of experiencing life.
So what's the big takeaway here? It's that these words are more than just vocabulary. They're tools for understanding, for empathy. By learning the specific words another culture uses for a shared human experience, we don't just learn about them. We actually expand our own perspective on what it even means to be human. Ultimately, I think these words are a beautiful and honestly a humbling reminder. As rich and amazing as any single language is, not one of them holds a monopoly on the human experience. And that just means there are entire worlds of feeling and moments and ideas out there just waiting for us to find the words.
Which brings me to a final question just for you. Think about your own life, the unique joys, the specific anxieties, the little quirks you experience every day. What's one feeling that you truly believe deserves its very own word?
Let's talk about words that don't exist in English